Welcome back, everybody, to Hayes Tech ROM Reviews. Today we are going to go over the new Lineage OS and some of the things that you guys can do with that. And I'm going to be showing you guys on the Nexus 6P because for right now they don't have Lineage OS available, at least for official downloads. Just a second, I need a drink here real quick. Alright guys, you're going to have to bear with me. I'm doing this in a video format again, as opposed to a screen record. For me to go into Team Win Recovery, I can't use the screen record. It's just not going to, it's not going to work for me. So I have to use my Nexus 6, and that is going to be the device that I am using as my video recorder. So you will have to bear with the film quality on that. I am definitely going to upload this at the highest DPI as I can. So let's get started. First off, you're going to need a good file manager, which is right here, and you're gonna need to download some files. And I have them in my downloads section right there. And you're going to need the Lineage. I don't know why it's. Oh no, you don't want the Lineage the Lineage 14.1. That is what they call the experimental build. An experimental build, which I'm going to show you, you can flash right over top of CM13, which is what I have on my Nexus 6 running right now is CM13. And I'll show you guys that too. But you're going to need the Lineage. That you're going to want that build, and you're also going to want the vendor image for the latest vendor image for the Nexus 6. I know it doesn't say that in the flashing instructions, but I found out that if you don't flash the vendor image, it's going to screw your phone. You'll be able to boot, but trying to go into settings and do anything like that, it's just going to completely screw you. So you're going to want that vendor image flashed before you go doing this. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else you're going to need. You don't need to flash gaps with this. The gaps will carry over. They'll just carry right through from your other ROM. I do recommend that you have the FED or the Force Encryption Disabler patch, which I have. I'm not going to go through and show you guys. That's just a waste of film. But I do have it. Just make sure that you guys download that and you have it handy, because this will force encrypt your phone if you don't have it. I also recommend going with a custom kernel. That it's just something I'm doing. I know that I'm using the force encryption patch disabler, but just to make sure that it doesn't force encrypt upon the boot, I went ahead and used a custom kernel that also keeps it from throwing those flags up on the boot. Just to be on the safe side. So you're going to want to go to the Lineage OS downloads page. So if you just type in a Google search for Lineage OS or Lineage OS downloads, it'll take you right to this page. I'll put a link in the description, but it's that simple, guys. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on this drop down right here, and you're going to want to pick on Nexus devices or Google. And it's going to show you all the devices that they have out right now. And I can tell you guys that the Nexus 6 Shamu is not supported as of yet. Hopefully it will be, and I'm pretty sure it's one of the ones on the list, but it's just not out yet. But the Nexus 6P is. As you can see, the 5X, Nexus 7 2013, 4G, of course that's DEB. Also Flow, which is just a Wi-Fi version. The Nexus 5, the Hammerhead's covered, and the Nexus 4. So yes, I'm pretty sure Shamu is going to be covered. If they're going clean back to Nexus 4, Shamu is probably one of the most popular Nexus devices out, so I'm pretty sure that's going to get covered. I did want to show you guys some of the other ones, because I know that not all of you have Nexus devices, but under HTC, the M8, the 1M8 2014 model, it's covered, and the 1M8D dual SIMs covered under the Huawei devices. You do have your Honor 5X, the Kiwi, which I have. And the, what is that called? The Ace Mate. The Ascend Mate 2. Jesus, I can't even read that. Under LG, these are the devices that they cover under the LG. You do have the G4, both G4 models, the G3S, G3 Beat. Then under Motorola, these are the devices that is covered under that. The G4 Pure Edition, Moto E, Moto G, G4, Moto X Play, Moto G3 Turbo. The next up would be the Next Bit, which of course would be the Next Bit Robin. Then you have your OnePlus devices, which right now it's the OnePlus 1 and the OnePlus 2. So Bacon and the OnePlus 2 is covered. Under the Oppo devices, you have the Find 7A, Find 7S, and the N3. And then underneath the Samsung devices, a big list. And I'm not going to go through them. Pretty much all the S3s, the S2s, you have the S5s, all the way down to the S6s, and the Galaxy Note 10.1. All right, really? I have that tablet, so I'll have to check into that. Under Sony devices, the Xperia M, which is codename Nikki, and under the Exumi devices, this is what they give you, the Redmi 1S, the Mi 3W, and the Mi 4, the Mi 5, Mi Max, Redmi 3, Prime, and the Redmi Note 3. Anyways, I wanted you guys to see that. I know there's a lot of you out there that watch my videos that don't have Nexus devices. So, you know, those are the devices that you guys can go ahead and flash. We're going to go ahead and go to the Nexus 6P, which is the Angler. We're going to click on that. And these are the builds that are up. There's only 2 builds out right now. You have your experimental, which is on top, and then you have your weekly, which is underneath. Now, in order to flash the weekly, you have to upgrade your bootloader, you have to upgrade your radios, you have to upgrade everything to make sure that you are ready to go for that flash. You don't have to do that with the experimental version. You can be right on CM13. If I'm not mistaken, I think I even saw that they had that you could be on CM12 or CM12.1. I can't remember if there's a .1 with there. But this will get flashed right over it. So download that zip right there. The experimental, this is the video I'm going to show you for today. When I do go ahead and go with the weekly, I'll show you guys how to install that as well, which is basically the same, except you're going to want to do a wipe and everything else. Now, I'm going to show you guys how to do this, and we're not going to wipe anything. As you guys can see, here are my apps right now. And some of the apps I downloaded is my Power Grip Manager, my Open Gaps, my Team Battery Bar, and all that. That's all going to be there when we install the Lineage. The only thing that's not going to be there is themes right now. But you guys will be happy to know that they are, it is planned for development, and they are actually working on it right now. And from what I can tell, they are almost finished with it. So I am very, very happy. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and boot into recovery. If I can do this without screwing everything up, I'm going to go ahead and reboot. Recovery. Now don't mind my band-aid on my hand. I burnt the hell out of myself. Oops, no, I don't want bootloader. I want recovery. Click OK. I'm not going to pause any of this. I'm not going to cut any of this. I want you guys to see exactly what takes place whenever you do this. So you guys can see just how easy this is, okay? Now, I will tell you that I did make a backup. I highly recommend that you guys do backups. If you hit a wall, that backup's going to save your ass. You need that backup. And since this is a Nexus device, it doesn't have a SD card, you know, an external SD card. You really need to back it up off your device. I use a USB OTG. I do have a C-type adapter that I can pull everything off and put it right on an SD card or a USB stick or my computer or whatever I want. And that's how I did it. And if you notice, if I go to restore, you'll notice I have my very last one. I backed up my CM13 build that's running on it right now, which I didn't even show you. But I was on CM13. Boy, you know what? Let's go ahead and reboot. I just want you guys to see that I'm not joshing you guys one bit. It'll only take another second. I'm trying to think of other stuff that you need to know. Um, you guys will know, you guys will see that when this boots up for the first time, and as you're using it, you're going to have this display that's really funky looking. It's almost like a see-through display, like it's themed. And it's going to say experimental all over it. That's to let you know that you are in the experimental mode, and you're not running the weekly. That way you know that you're going to need to update before too long. So I'm going to go ahead and swipe that. I'm going to go into settings. I'll let you guys see that I am running CM13, although you should be able to tell just because I'm running a theme that I'm in CM13. Signage and mod. This is a Nexus 6P Android 601 signage and mod version. This is the snapshot, and this would be the 1220 build. So there you go. I just wanted to prove to you guys that I was running CM13. So we're going to go ahead and reboot. Recovery. Click OK. Do this one more time. By the way, this is like the third time I've done this video, and God, I hope it takes this time. Because you guys know I don't do any editing. It's just that's why my videos are long. I like to show you guys exactly how things go. If I do a lot of editing and and all that and go script and that, it's not real world. You don't get a true feel for how it is to actually flash this and what could happen. Some of the pitfalls and crap like that. So, all right. So we already did your backup. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get that vendor image on there, okay? Because remember now, we're going from Marshmallow all the way up to Nougat, which is 14.1, which is 7.1.1 in the Android world. So we are going to go to install. We are going to click on image, which is there. Instead of a zip, we're gonna flash an image. And the image you want to flash is going to be the vendor image N4F26J. All right. So you're going to click on that. You're going to click vendor image, and then you are going to swipe to install. That's going to install it. Now, one thing to remember about vendor images: once you install that vendor image, you need to reboot back into recovery. I know a lot of people don't do that; they miss that step, and some people do. They don't have problems with it. I'm just telling you guys. I highly recommend that you do it that way. Go ahead and flash your vendor image, and then you want to go ahead and boot back into recovery once again. All that does is it just hooks it. It's starting out, it knows it's flashing it, and it's flashing it with that vendor image package already there. I could be wrong. I could probably have somebody in the comments say, it has nothing to do with it. You don't have to worry about it, but that's just how I do it. All right, so we have the vendor image flashed. Again, remember, guys, I'm not going to do a wipe, they don't recommend wipes. I'm going to show you the only wipe I'm going to do, and that's going to be after we install the ROM. So first up, we're going to hit install. I'm going to go to, I don't have to do anything because once you reboot that automatically defaults to zip format as opposed to image. So I'm going to go ahead and go down here to my, where is it here? Lineage 14.1. This is the experimental Angular signed zip, and that's the one I want. You want to make sure that it's there. It says Lineage 14.1, so I've got it. All you want to do now is once you're sure that that's a zip you want, swipe to install, let it go, do its thing. If you guys are into that where you flash several zips at once, and I do it. Sometimes I tell you guys sometimes that I don't do that at all, but I find myself lately I've actually had up to 10 files zipping one right after the other. You can do that. But just remember, you want to get that FED patch on next. I highly recommend you do it next. And while it's flashing, I'm going to get a drink here. I'm going to let you guys watch it while it's flashing. Man, I hope this turns out. I know the Nexus 6 camera isn't the greatest. It's nothing. The 6P has an awesome camera. When I do videos, this is actually the one that I like to do the videos with. I mean, it takes videos almost as good as, if not better, than some of the professional DLSR cameras out there. Pictures, I think it does a very nice job. It's definitely the best phone I have as far as camera-wise goes. Alright, now this is going to be the only wipe that you guys see me do. I'm going to wipe cache and Delvic. I just like to do that just because we flashed a ROM, and I just, it's something I do, guys. It helps clean it out, helps set things up when it first boots up. Alright, so as you guys can see, all I flashed right now was just a ROM. I did not wipe my system or my data or anything. We are dirty flashing. Okay, we're going to go back. Now, for those of you that are encrypted and want to stay that way, boot her up. You're good to go. But I am not encrypted, and I do not want to get encrypted. So, what I'm going to do is the next zip I flash is going to be that FED, which I have under ROMs, under mods. Whoops, up a level. Up a level, up a level. Let me find it again. Where am I at? Here. Oh, SD card. So I got to go back down to downloads. I want to go into ROMs, mods, and FED patcher. FED, yep. And we want to swipe to install that. And what this does, it disables the forced encryption flags. Alright, gonna go back. Just for craps and giggles, I'm gonna flash it again, just to make sure. Guys, I don't want to encrypt my phone. Believe me, one time should be enough. I really don't want to encrypt my phone. All right, now we're going to go back. Now, I could actually boot this right now, and it should be it should stay unencrypted. But just to make sure that it stays that way, I am going to flash a custom kernel. And the kernel I'm going to flash, I'll show you. I have it under kernels here. I'm going to flash this time. I'm going to use it's called I'm just going to spell it KERNV VATORE. I think it's Kern Vator Angler, and this is the 2.9 any kernel. So this is the one we're gonna flash here. Swipe to install. Also, guys, you want to remember, which I'm going to show you once I boot. Now what we're going to do is we are going to reboot the system. One thing you guys want to remember is in Lineage OS, there is no root. If you want root, you're going to need to flash SuperSU, which I am going to do. But I wanted you guys to see what it looked like without flashing anything but ROM and a kernel. And again, guys, you don't need to flash the kernel. If you're encrypted and you don't mind staying that way, you don't need to flash a kernel. But again, even the FED patch should take care of it. I'm just so worried that that it's going to do something while it's booting up, that I'd rather have a kernel on there that I know doesn't force encrypt. So that's why I went with that kernel. That is the Lineage boot animation. As you guys can see, I have my Nexus 9, my Nexus 10 in the background there, and I'm drinking my Rockstar. Love my Rockstar. Again, I didn't want to cut anything out of the video. I wanted you guys to see in real time just how long it takes, what it looks like when it boots for the first time, the whole 9 yards. And remember, I didn't wipe my data. I didn't wipe the system. I just dirty flashed this right over top of it, and that's actually how they recommend that you install it. But again, that is only for the experimental build. When you go to the weekly build, you're going to want to do a full wipe. That means system, data, both Delvic and regular cache. Those are the 4 main ones. You definitely want to wipe those. You want to make sure that your bootloader is updated. And you want to make sure, well, you really don't need to make sure your radio is. Radio is a subjective kind of thing. Some newer ones don't work on some other guys' phones. It seems to me that the one, the bootloader or the radio that I'm running right now, which I can't remember off the top of my head what number it is, seems to be working just fine for me. So I'm just going to leave it there. All right. This is the boot screen or the lock screen. That's what you're presented with. As you guys can see, I do have a wallpaper on there, but across that wallpaper it says CM to Lineage migration build, all right? Experimental, and that's what they mean by. And when you go into settings, you're going to notice the only thing that you can't see through is your quick settings, but if you actually go into settings, you notice you can see right through it, and you can see they have that printed all over the place. So you're going to have to get used to that if that's what you want to run. I don't think it's going to show up in any of the apps or anything like that, but we'll see. But I did want to go into About Phone, let you guys see this is a Lineage OS updates status. Here's legal information, all that. Device model Nexus 6P, Android version 7.1.1, Lineage OS version 14.1, which is the one I just flashed, and this is the 1223 build, right? No, 123 build. I'm sorry, guys. And it's saying Lineage OS API level Guava 7, whatever that is. And then, of course, it has the January 5th security patches, baseband version, your kernel, which, again, I flashed the Kern. Yeah, that's the one I flashed. It's actually a pretty good kernel. It's been running great for me so far. And under the build number, it says Lineage Angler User Bug, User Debug 7.1.1. And, of course, it's the NV or NM F26V. And there you have it, guys. Lineage or SE Linux is enforcing. If we go all the way up here, let's go into quickly. Well, let's just go ahead and hit developer options. You do have to hit the About Phone. You have to go into About Phone, hit your build number 7 times to get your developer options to open. If you don't flash the vendor zip, the right one, like I told you guys to, you're not going to be able to open up your developer options. Pretty much, it's just going to lock up on you. Here's your developer options. They do have the advanced reboot. Let's see. They have root, but it's kind of weird. If we look at it, let me see where it's at. Right here is root access or root mode, root access. The only options you have are disabled and ADB only. That's it. So we're gonna go. I don't know. I'm just gonna cancel it for now because I'm going to go ahead and flash Super Sue and get that done with. And I'm not going to really go through this a lot because I just think it's going to be nicer once we migrate to the official build. But I did want you guys to see it. But they do have the enable your USB debugging and all that's on there. Your drawing, everything that you're used to seeing in Marshmallow or in Nougat is all in here. You have your Kill app last button. If we go back, let's go ahead and go up into the display settings. These are your display settings. You have your adaptive brightness, live display, rotation settings, wallpapers. Let's see, sleep, screensaver, ambient display, wake on plug, tap to wake, all that. I don't see anything really out of the way or different. Under sound, these are your sound settings. One nice thing they have on this ROM is they do have that switch that you can link your phone or your ring and your notification tones, or unlink them. I like them unlinked. That way I can have my notifications turned off completely, but I can still have the ringer on in case somebody tries to call me. Because you never know. Sometimes I like to have my wife call me just to make sure I'm up in the morning, get my big ass out of bed. Pretty much I don't see anything else major under here that's anything different. These are your other sounds. I usually go through and turn these all off, but I'm not doing a screen record today, so that's why I didn't have them turned off. let's see, cast all the way at the bottom there. I'm trying to think what all I want to hear, because I know CyanogenMod has kind of different settings. Gestures, that's pretty cool. Underneath the gestures, oh crap, yeah, we're not going to have it in this one. They have the jump to the camera, which is the press the power button twice, and then they have lift phone to check, which is just basically ambient display. Buttons. This is going to be where you set up your nav buttons, stuff like that. Your power button, power menu, everything like that. To have the left-handed mode, show arrow keys, buttons and layout. This, of course, is going to be how you can set up your nav buttons. You can move them around if you want, which is pretty nice. You can actually space them out or move them in if you guys want to do that. I don't mess with that. I like it the way it's set up. You have your long press. You can actually set up the buttons as you know, as far as the home button actions, long press, double press, you know, stuff like that. This is going to be your power menu. These are the options you have for the power menu. I do want that restart menu. You have your bug report shortcut. All that's in there. End call. Trying to think of anything that might be different than any other ROM. I don't really see anything yet. But before too long, well, let me go through this first. These are your security settings: a screen lock, your fingerprint, I can encrypt phone. See, I like to see that instead of encrypted, which is scary to see that. But as you can see, I didn't get encrypted. Thank God for that. Device administrator, make sure you have that unknown sources ticked on there, you know, especially if you're new to Android. If you want to flash anything, kind of apps or anything like that off of your internal storage, or download something, or your buddy gives you something over Bluetooth, you're going to need to have that turned on in order to flash it. And then, of course, all the way at the bottom is your screen pinning. We're almost done, guys. Accounts, privacy, system profiles, and then you have your language. That's for your keyboard, stuff like that. Date and time, accessibility. If you guys want to see the accessibility, I will scroll there through there real quick for you. And that's about it, guys. Everything else is pretty much, you know, not really into the settings. But I did want to show you that all the apps that I had on there before, ES File Explorer, the Power Guru, I think it's called, or Power Grab. That's a new File Explorer I'm testing. It's actually a very, very nice File Explorer. I like it. It works very well with both SuperSU and Magisk. Works great. It's got all the functions that ES File Explorer has, and I think I'm going to go ahead and start switching to that. That way I can update it. I don't update ES File Explorer. I don't like the updated version. It's just too bloated. But you can see I still have my battery on there, my battery bar. I turn it on. Everything works. So that's it, guys. It's that easy to move up to the new Lineage if you guys want to do it this way. I will have another video out showing you how to get the weekly on and go official. I kind of wanted to wait until they get the theme engine working. I think that would be a good kickoff for that video. But we'll see. If it takes too long, I'll go ahead and do it. Guys, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I want to thank all of my subscribers. This wasn't very hard to do, and any one of you guys can do it. It's very simple. Again, guys, I really appreciate you know, you guys sticking with me through all this. I've had a hell of a beginning of the year here. You guys, if you've read any of my posts, you know some of the stuff that's going on. But I am getting back into this. And we've got a lot of things in store. So, again, thank you guys, and I will see you on the next one.